Hello everyone, I'm Juan, the head of programs at Kaleidoscope Trust, and I'm speaking to you today from the Osea Otaku International Airport in Windhoek, Namibia. Windhoek is going to be the first stop of a multi-country scoping mission that a small team from Kaleidoscope Trust is going to undertake in the next few days, and that is going to take us to multiple locations both here in Namibia and in Botswana. The reason why we're here in Namibia is because there are a couple of objectives that we want to meet. First of all, we want to engage with partners in the country and understand a bit better the incredible work that they're doing to promote and protect the rights of LGBT plus people. We're also here to refamiliarize ourselves with the context, particularly in light of the core challenges that have been handed down in both countries in recent times, but also the notable increase in homophobic and transphobic violence that we have identified and that has been reported to us through partners. Lastly, we're here also to reignite our connections to the movement and understand a bit better what is happening in the country so Kaleidoscope Trust can also provide them with best support.
Hello, Michael here from the programs team from Kaleidoscope Trust, and we've just landed in Namibia, and we're heading down to Swakopmund, where we're going to be observing training on post-legislative scrutiny. We're going to meet with the DAN and members of the DAN, which is the Diversity Alliance of Namibia.
Princess, good day. My name is Friedel Donsap from Namibia. I work with a network organization called the Diversity Alliance of Namibia. The Diversity Alliance of Namibia brings together sex worker, LGBTIQ+, as well as feminist women's organizations to work towards legal review and reform on discriminatory and punitive laws in Namibia. The situation for LGBTIQ+ people in Namibia is dire. Dire in the sense that we do have a sodomy law that we inherited from the apartheid state of South Africa that has never been repealed. The sodomy law really creates a situation that legitimizes stigma, discrimination, and violence against LGBTIQ+ people in the country. So the Kaleidoscope Trust has supported the Diversity Alliance of Namibia to really move forward on the area of review of the current legal framework, as well as possible amendment, repeal, or change within the current legal setup for LGBTIQ+ persons.
Post-legislative scrutiny, or PLS, is the practice of monitoring the implementation and assess the impact of laws. Its ultimate objective is to ensure that laws benefit citizens in the way that was originally intended by lawmakers. For the last couple of years, Kaleidoscope Trust has been working with the Westminster Foundation for Democracy, or WFD, to adapt tools on PLS that are used by parliamentarians for the use of civil society organizations.
My name is Jade McClune. I work for Tulinam in Namibia, which is a faith-based organization. We work with mostly church leaders and church communities and campaigning for the integration of LGBT persons and for an end to discrimination within the churches and the wider community. So we are part of the Diversity Alliance of Namibia. We've been participating in a workshop around parliamentary law scrutiny, what they call post-legislative scrutiny, and it's been very fascinating. We think it's an interesting area for us to equip ourselves in and to use the tools that have been developed by Kaleidoscope Trust and the other organizations to help us to campaign, advocate for and achieve law reform, particularly to ensure there's equality for all persons in this country.
Hi, my name's Sian. I work for Kaleidoscope Trust. Really excited to be here in Namibia with my colleagues. We've just spent the last couple of days in Swakopmund, where we attended a post-legislative scrutiny workshop, and we are now heading to the capital city of Namibia, Windhoek. We're really excited. We're going to be attending the premiere of a new queer film from Namibia, called Handholder, which is being hosted by Equal Rights Namibia. And then we'll be meeting with some partners and activists, so a couple of Commonwealth Equality Network members, NDWA and Outright Namibia. We're really interested to hear what's been going on in Namibia. There's been some protests. There's been a lot of hate speech on social media. So we've been quite alarmed to hear about that, and we're interested to hear what partners think.
Hi, my name is Linda Bowman. I'm with Namibia Diverse Women's Association. It's a young feminist organization that focuses particularly only on lesbian, bisexual, trans and diverse persons, and not to forget WSW persons too. I think Namibia has been having great progress in terms of the visibility of the movement. Furthermore, also that the organizations are able to operate in this country. But right now, we are faced with a great challenge where I can say for the first time in my history of working in the LGBTI movement that I've never felt so unsafe in my own country, where incitement of violence came from the top and hate is spread all over. We find ourselves in a situation where we need to be able to reorganize ourselves, but also hold that leadership accountable, but also to make sure that the safety of our communities are constantly taken care of, because the lives right now of our movement is not safe in this country.
So we've just landed in Cameroon, and we are really excited because we're going to be meeting with various partners that we've been working with for a long time, Rainbow Identity Association and Lagabibo, as well as a good few other local CSOs. So we're really interested to hear about the impact of our work, what the current situation is.
My name is Kagisobanye. I'm working for Rainbow Identity Association as a project manager of Intersex. I ke itemogetse gore mo dikgotleng batho ka bontsi the community ba itebatsa kganya ya intersex. So I'm trying to go around Botswana to sensitize and raising awareness about intersex people, because I realize that there is more intersex there, but people don't understand about our issues. So I'm trying to get to talk to the community about that. Okay, reason of engaging the kgosi ke gore re lemoga gore ke bone ba itseng batho ba bone. So ebile di kgosi gape re batla gore mo dingwageng tse di tang ba hue dithata. Ke eletsa gore in the next coming years abe intersex recognizeiwa, so that re ka bona ditlamelo go kgona go tshwana le mongwe mo lehatsheng.
And being here was important for us because we've been funding and supporting work in the country for a very long time, and because of the recent developments, particularly following the recent demonstration by the church, it was very important for us to be here.
My name is Tato Moruti. I work for Lagabibo as the Chief Executive Officer. Lagabibo is an advocacy, human rights for LGBTIQ community organization. The current situation in Botswana for members of the LGBTI community has been or is that we are working to strengthen communities, movements, and people. We recently had a lot of church demonstrations in Botswana, and these church demonstrations were as a result of the decriminalization case appeal that the government had passed. We did not anticipate that the church would go to the streets to demonstrate, because we don't believe that Parliament had any reason to take to debate a law that has already been struck down by the highest court in the land. We are, however, working round the clock with different constituents of the members of the LGBTI community to come together to find ways to work with the church and to ensure that we capacitate members of the LGBTI community on what their rights are and how the church can also learn to understand members of the LGBTI community. Kaleidoscope has assisted Lahabibo in a lot of key areas. We've received support from Kaleidoscope to impact our community organizers, leaders, and activators program. Kaleidoscope has supported our paralegal training. The message that I'd like to send to the international community, especially those in the European countries and the UK, is that Lahabibo is a human rights activist movement. We work very closely with members of the LGBTI community, and we are not able to do this work alone.
Hello everyone, after an incredible week-long mission in Namibia and Botswana, we're now back in London, letting everything sink in and trying to process all the incredible information that we've got over these last number of days.
This journey has been a real eye-opener, and we want to give you a sneak peek into what has been an amazing experience while it is still fresh in our memories.
Over the last number of days, we've had the privilege of engaging with almost 50 different LGBT+ activists, organizations, and other stakeholders. These have included current KP partners, diplomatic missions, community members, and so many more. I was particularly inspired by our conversations with those groups within the acronym that are typically most marginalized or left behind, like LGBTQ women, trans and intersex individuals, sex workers, or people living with HIV. Being able to share space, lived experiences, and understand the realities, even if just a little better, was certainly one of the mission's highlights for me.
In their own diversity, it is quite astonishing to realize the striking resemblance between Botswana and Namibia, especially when it comes to politics and social issues. Both countries are doing well economically speaking while dealing with inequality, and both are gearing up for elections next year. Something not so positive that they also share is a very real and very tangible growing surge in anti-rights organizing and rhetoric, affecting not just the LGBTQI+ community, but anyone with progressive values, really. It's disheartening given the remarkable progress both countries have made in recent times.
Right. On a positive note, we have to say that amid all these challenges, our partners on the ground continue to inspire us. They're doing groundbreaking, life-changing work benefiting gender and sexual minorities in a number of different communities. Their efforts span a wide range of areas, from advocacy to legal reform, from improving access to social services, to promoting health and well-being. One thing that really stood out for us was the power of intersectional approaches. We can see how our partners are collaborating more actively, more deliberately with a diverse set of stakeholders, religious leaders, families of LGBT+ people, the private sector, you name it, and how this is creating stronger alliances for them. So we do believe that this is unity that is making a difference and driving positive change in their communities.
However, it's also clear that they need more resources to sustain and expand their work. Their dedication deserves our support now more than ever.
100%. So as we wrap up this mission, let's remember that together we can make a difference. Please stay tuned for ways you can support these incredible partners and help us continue this journey and progress of change. And thank you so very much for joining us in what has been an incredible adventure.